Indeed, we've got Jide Ogunsanwo, our data analyst. Thank you for coming on today, Jide. Well, back to June 12th. It's a subject of, it's on the front pages since yesterday, today, and it will be in the days to come, I reckon. But then, looking into this particular one, how did it start? What did they tell us when you looked into it?
Several interesting things, Chamberlain. I'm still not too sure if we'll still have another Democracy Day broadcast.
For June 12th, right?
For June 12th, and that'll be the first time.
It's not been declared public holiday yet, so who knows?
It's Democracy Day, so we don't know if the president will give another another talk, and that will be his fifth in just 4 years. But there are three things June 12th stands for.
All right.
But we focus mostly on two. We focus on free and fair. But perhaps the evidence shows us that the most important thing about June 12 is the national acceptance. And that is the message we need to focus about June 12. What do I mean by national acceptance? Let's look at what had happened in the Second Republic, first of all, when Chief Awolowo, who by all means, we can say, had more than a drop of greatness in him. In 1979, Awolowo participated in an election where he didn't win any state in the north. In that same election that Alhaji Shagari won, he won, but he even only won 2 states in the south, Cross River and River State. Fast forward to this Third Republic, MK Abiola and Kingibe. Let's look at what makes this significantly different. Then we have 30 states. MKO in the north had won the majority. He won 9 out of 16 states in the north. That was the first time that sort of thing will be happening.
And he went against a northerner.
He went against a northerner. In the south, he won 10 out of 14 states in the south. So this was the first time we had a candidate that had national acceptance, winning majority of the states in the north and winning majority of the states in the south. And that's what makes this election really, really special. Now let's look at 2 other candidates that we have to talk about because of today's current circumstances. Former President Obasanjo and current President Buhari. Let's look at what had happened during President Obasanjo's own election period. He had done a campaign. Again, he won 17 out of 19 states in the north. He only lost 2 states in the north. Statements of fact. Down south, he had a pretty good performance as well. He won 11 out of 17 states.
And this was a combination of both terms?
No, this was just his first term. His first term, 1999.
1999, okay.
So, he won majority in the north, he won majority in the south. Now, the difference between MKO's victory and Abiola's and Obasanjo's victory is Abiola didn't win any state in the southwest. Statement of fact. He lost all the states in the southwest to Chief Olufalaye. Statement of fact. So what had happened was, yes, he got majority in the north, he won in the south, but he lost every single state in the southwest. So that puts the whole myth of you can't be president without Lagos or without the southwest. Obasanjo had debunked it. Indeed, I think looking at what it seems Obasanjo did was he looked at what had happened with Awolowo in 1979. Awolowo won all the states in the southwest, but he still didn't become president. Statement of fact, Awolowo won all the states in the southwest, he didn't become president. In 1993, Abiola won all the states as well in the southwest, but he wasn't declared winner. So it does seem that someone had whispered to OBJ that winning south is a bad idea. So do you know what Obasanjo did? No, you know what he did? He simply just allowed Chief Olufalaye to win all the states in the southwest. Because the funny history had shown that the first 3 people that won all the states in the southwest never were declared as president. Awu wasn't declared even though he won all the states in the southwest. MKO, even though he won all the states in the southwest, wasn't declared. So it just simply made sense for Obasanjo to ensure that Falaye also won all the states in the southwest. But the statement, the evidence clearly does show that even compared to President Buhari's own first election in 2015, Obasanjo won more states in the north than than candidate Buhari. So Obasanjo's 17 states. Yeah, he did.
Even
he won
the president was said to have been very strong up north.
Yes, he was strong.
But Obasanjo won more states.
Obasanjo won 17.
Out of 19.
Out of 19.
And
President
Buhari
won
16. 16 out of 19.
Out of 19. The challenge is in the South. President Buhari only won 5 states out of 17. And that is the concerns we have today. So we've seen a June 12 election where the candidate was majority in the North and they had the majority in the South. We look at what happened in 1999. Yes, Obasanjo had majority in the North, but he didn't win any election in the Southwest. So again, in terms of national acceptance, Obasanjo still wasn't as nationally accepted based on this fact as Chief MK Abiola. And then we then look at what happened in 2015, where President Buhari won only 5 states in the South. Now the correlation is, as the leaders lose more national appeal, security situation gets worse. So clearly remember in 92, 93, we had no issues of Boko Haram. Now we look at what starts happening. Once president starts winning elections without having to consider their national acceptance across all regions, it gives us a problem. In fact, the Constitution as well, even though that wasn't the intention of the Constitution makes it easy for you to be president of Nigeria without having a national appeal. So all you have to do is score 25%, which is the minority, in 2/3 of the states. And so that's what has happened with President Buhari. There are 15 states, Chamberlain, 15 states that in all the elections President Buhari has been contesting for since 2003, 15 states, he has never won an election.
15?
15. He has never won an election in 15 states. Rivers, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, all the states in the South-South. He's never won any state in the Southeast. That's 11. He's never won in Plateau. He has never won an election in Nasarawa. He has never, ever won an election in Taraba. Neither has he won an election in Ekiti. So what you will find is, in 1993, Chief MK Abiola had national appeal. That is the real message of June 12. President Buhari, yes, he is the president. He's won an election, rightfully so. But the concerns are, how do we ensure that we have presidents who win not just an election, win the hearts of Nigerians?
Looking at these figures, did it matter the kind of electoral system or the voting pattern, the voting system we had at the time, which was option A4 or so, or it was just because, look, he was accepted. They were accepted, the candidates. So whichever platform, whichever style of voting we brought in at the time, it was always going to give the same kind of results.
You're exactly right. So it was more about national acceptance. It was about the candidate, Chief MQ, ensuring that he didn't want to be the leader of just a section. He didn't want to be a leader of just one region. We had seen that Chief Awolowo had tried it, but it wasn't successful. Chief Awolowo in 79 didn't win any states in the north. We had seen Alhaji Shagari again that attempted it, but even in the south, he was declared president in 79, but Alhaji Shagari just won only 2 states in the south. And then you then had for the first time a candidate that was able to appeal to people's hearts, winning majority of the states in the north, winning the majority of the states in the south. Now, this is 2.5 decades after the June 12 elections. Things have significantly changed. The first thing that significantly changed, which we didn't focus on, was how did President Obasanjo win? He won even though he lost everywhere in the southwest. Statement of fact.
Including Lagos.
Even Lagos he lost. He lost every state in the southwest.
So how did he win?
He won in the north. Because the Constitution allows him. The Constitution allows you to be president without even having national acceptance. So we need to look at our Constitution.
And what would you suggest that look be like? Would that adjustment, what would you suggest it be?
So we're looking at having a minimum majority across certain regional blocks. If not, what is happening right now is gerrymandering. We are drawing different lines. We need to have a constitution that ensures that candidates need to have a strategy that appeals nationally. Right now, the constitution just requires you, among other basic things, to have 25% in 2/3 of the state.
But
and so, you can lose
all
of the South, like President Buhari. You can lose all of the South, South, and Southeast, and still become president.
But is it really about the constitution? Because, I mean, look at 1993, when we looked at these figures, the national acceptance was there. So if you have candidates who are nationally accepted, will this matter, what the constitution says?
If you have candidates that, it's chicken and an egg. If you have candidates that are nationally accepted, yes, the constitution doesn't matter. But what then happens is, the more we have candidates that don't have a national outlook, here's what I mean, Chamberlain. Today, you can be president of Nigeria even if you lose the Southwest, the South-South, and the Southeast. Statement of fact. As long as you get majority of votes in the Northwest, and the North Central, and the Northeast. Statement of fact. So we need to change that outlook, because if we don't, we'll keep having these security challenges. Today, one of the concerns of Nigerians are, yes, we've got June 12 as Democracy Day. Does that put food on Nigerians' table?
Okay.
That is the question we also need to consider.
All right. Food for thought then. Jide Ogunsanwo is our data analyst. Thank you for coming on today. And that's the show today. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week. I'm Chamberlain. What's up?
I'm Neota Ebe.
Have a great weekend ahead, everybody. I'm Ajuri Ngilale.
The views and opinions expressed by guests on this program are those of the maker and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, and endorsement of Channels Television.